And now back here, share screen, almost there. And play. There we go. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Today, we're going to go over client retention strategies and retaining your clients. Like I always say, all these topics are important to be successful in real estate. So we're going to go through this information, but always remember, reach out to Deb or myself, and we're happy to help you and
Yep.
go one-on-one on these topics. And we're going to breeze through them today. So first slide, Deb, go ahead.
So the topic of client retention, why do you want it? Because that's where you get your referrals. So that's where you get your additional business, right? So if you have, and it also is part of your reputation. So you want to be more than just a commission check to people. You want to be someone that is their source for real estate, whether it's something that they want to do now or something someone talks to them and they're like, "Oh, I have the perfect person for you. You can contact blah blah blah," right? Here's their information, or I'll give their information to them. So building relationships with your clients so that they trust you to give your name to other people as referrals. And that's the trust part, right? Because you want to make sure that your reputation is uh, stellar, so to speak. Maybe you have a rough transaction, but if you were the most dependable person and that you could be with that person, they're going to remember that. If you were the calm one in that transaction and they were the one that was all frazzled and spazzing out, and you helped relax them a little bit, they're going to remember that. If you understand your documents and you're explaining them all to people and such like that, they're going to remember that, right? They're going to remember that they trust you because you know what you're doing, and that gives you credibility. Makes
E-
sense?
Exactly.
It
Next.
means
Oh,
that you
good.
care about people and you're not just in there for the money.
Oh,
Um,
let me jump back one second. I forgot to what I was going to say too at the beginning was the great news for agents. I always tell this to agents at the beginning when they get their license and they join. The reason why the every new agent getting the license has a great opportunity of building a good business because 95% of agents are not good with client retention after the sale. Because I think statistically has always been about when people buy a second property, third property, fourth property, fifth, whatever in their lifetime, only about 5% of them use the same agent they did the last time because 95% of agents don't follow up and have good client retention. So that leaves it open for all those new agents. If every agent was great with it, new agents coming aboard would have no business because everybody they talk to go, yeah, that wasn't a first time home buyer would be like, oh yeah, I used that agent, through 2 or 3 times. This is my third house. Most people won't use the same agent because the agents don't follow up. So go ahead. Sorry. I'm gonna
No, that's
that's
absolutely
putting
right.
there now.
Actually, Brian Buffini says that 80% of the agents do not do things. Only 20% of the agents do things, and you want to be a part of that 20%. Just like he said, you want to be part of those ones that actually do these things that we talk about every single week so that you can be the one that they remember because they're going to remember them. Only 43% of buyers use an agent that was referred to them, right? They
Yep.
might use someone else because they see their name somewhere, or Facebook and social media is a perfect example. I think everyone should be doing something on there to get their name out. Don't forget to add your brokerage name. Brokerage name is Homestar, brand is Century 21. So don't forget to have your brokerage name. If you're with Keller, then Keller is the brand and Greater Cleveland is the brokerage, right? Make sure you have that on all your marketing materials so that you're in compliance with our uh, rules and regulations that we have, but also so that people can remember where you are. There's Century 21s all over the place, right? But we want them to remember that you're with Homestar. So let them know on your stuff. Not only will you be in compliant, but also they'll remember you. 13% of buyers used an agent they had previously worked with, which is almost that 15% that Tony was talking about, right? Because they just don't remember. You don't keep in contact with them. So that's what you want to to do to retain your clients and get referrals from them, make sure you're keeping in contact with them. Uh, People do rely on recommendations. So guarantee that if you are talking to someone and you recommend a painter that you use, they're probably going to use that painter, right? Because you had good success with them. Don't you agree?
Exactly. Yep.
Get to know you can go to the next one.
Next
You
one.
can
Here we
get
go.
to know your clients personally, and that's how you help retain them. So because you're asking them questions about their family or their dog or whatever. So many times you can see Mike Ferrante. I'm going to use him as an example. When he's out on listing appointments and there's a dog there, pretty much you're always going to see that picture on Facebook with him and a new dog, because he animals gravitate towards him and he uses that for his advantage. You can do the same thing, right? Make sure
And
that you're always touching. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say, it amazes me that after an agent that has been working with a buyer for months and shown dozens of houses, or with a seller, they've had a seller and they've on the phone with them and met with them, and at the end of the sale, they don't have a whole list of notes, of personal notes about these people. Did he get to know these people at all? These, how many kids do they have? When are their birthdays? Example, if you have a seller, I mean, I might be jumping the gun here with some of the slides, sorry, Deb,
No, you're okay.
but if someone has like is a family and they have three kids and there's five birthdays right there throughout the year, holidays, the anniversary of when they bought their house, something, what holidays they celebrate, you get to know these people and you put it into contact management, CRM, and there's three or four, five times a year you have a reason to contact them and stay in touch with them. So many times when agents tell me, like, well, what do I do? How do I follow up with people after close? You got their anniversary of when they bought their house, you got, personal information, you got their birthdays, you got all of that kind of stuff. There's so many things, but usually most times agents after a sale, like, I don't know anything about those people. I'm like, or not or certain things to stay and retain them as customers for the future and get more referrals out of them for the future. So
Yeah.
sorry, jumped in there. Go ahead.
No, no, but that's exactly true. And that's what we're talking about, right? Is building a personal relationship with them. I mean, maybe you don't like that person uh for whatever reason, but you want their business, right? And you want their family business and stuff too. So you still want to do good job with them. Maybe you don't want to work with them personally themselves again, but you want their referrals from other people, because not everybody is the same. So just because you might have a bad uh way to go on a transaction. Maybe you feel like, oh my God, this transaction was a nightmare. I don't know if I should even ask for a referral. Of course you can, because if you got them to the finish line, that's all they really care about, right? Is
Exactly
getting
right.
to the finish line. So of course you can ask for a referral from them. So click to the next.
There we go.
I can't remember. Oh, I did put
There we
that
go. I
on
say
there.
jumped to
So
birthdays and
yeah, yeah,
anniversaries.
yeah, I did put that on there. So you can use special occasions, birthdays and anniversaries, but you also want to do non-traditional, right? So things that people aren't always thinking about or they're not always getting. Because if you use like the Christmas or Hanukkah or stuff like that, it's okay to send them a card like that and everything. But if you hit them with the Groundhog Day, or you hit them with the uh, um, any kind of holiday that's not traditional, it's they're more apt to read it. And especially if it's a personal note attached to it. So you can send people things, just a little, hey, I was thinking about you. I hope everything is well. Let me know if you need anything. Any agent that's with Century 21 Homestar knows that I do this on a daily basis. I call all of you guys, whether you answer the phone or not. I'm calling you all because we care about you, right? And I might just be leaving you a voicemail. You can do the same thing with your clients. It does work because they'll remember, oh man, she calls me every day, she is on it all the time. Always, always, always trying to remember. And that's true because that's going to help you. You can send them a little when you're saying, I was just thinking about you. Hey, did you know I saw this information about blah, 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 and send it to them, right? It doesn't have to be real estate related, it could be anything. But if it is real estate related, maybe it's on credit repair, or maybe it's on the newest trends in the housing remodeling market, or anything like that you could send to people.
Exactly. There we go.
Testimonials are a great way to also get people to say what they feel about you. With Homestar, we have the Real Satisfied. You can also use, and that's like my profile from Real Satisfied. Just so y'all know, you have the same kind of thing
Right.
going on there. You can change that picture if you want to. You can change your background color and stuff like that. But it does show what your reviews are, and I happen to have all 5, so I'm very happy about that. But even if you're not, that just lets you realize maybe I have to change just something about yourself. So if somebody says something to you in a testimonial, just don't. And Tony, you know this, constructive criticism sometimes gets me to the core, but I do listen to it, and
Mhm.
I also will adapt from it, and so does everybody else. So when you're reading your testimonials and stuff, if it's not really what you wanted to hear, just listen to what they say, and maybe there is something that you can change. But you do have a few that you can send out yourself, and that would be on Google, that could be on Yelp, that could be on Nextdoor. And the testimonials from Real Satisfied automatically populate onto your website, so they're always there for people to read. If you have other testimonials that you wanted to add, just contact me, because I can add I can show you how to add testimonial pages and add them on there so that your previous reviews are on there as well. But this is another good way to double your chances for a referral, because if people see your satisfaction rating is 5, they're more likely, or even 4, they're more likely going to want to use you than someone who has no satisfaction rating, right?
You get satisfaction, a Rolling Stone.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, next, Thomas Edison's birthday. Oh, wow.
Yeah, February 11th is Thomas Edison's birthday, so I thought was a really cute tag. Your referrals light up my day. Super cute. You could uh, do any kind of thing if you want to do a small gift bag with LED lights or something like that, or even make a social media post in regards to this. People remember that kind of stuff. It's just so cute. And I have another one, I think. I do, because it's February. Yep.
Right.
Valentine's Day.
That's right. It's
Your
coming up.
referrals make my business a lot sweeter. So you can use Valentine's Day and just give somebody a little bit of chocolates. It doesn't have to be a lot, big, huge box, but you can hit your sphere with a couple of those. You can hit your past clients with a couple of those, and they really do like it, because you're thinking about them.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, some good CE coming up, like always.
Yeah, we got Mike Ferrante with his Rockstar CEU. That is a good one. I've been to that class. You'll learn a lot. Hush is doing PMI, good or bad. And then April 4th is another one. That's going to be appraisal process determining the value with Hush Sagafi. And that's also a Thursday morning. I do know in May he's going to be talking about ways to structure uh, the loan so that you can include if you have to get commission paid by the to the
Okay.
buyer. So he's going to go, he doesn't have it scheduled what the day is or anything, or he doesn't have the topic name, but I was in one of his classes last week, and he is going to be talking about that in May. So as soon as we get the information, we'll throw it out there for you. That one's going to be a good one too. Everybody should listen to that one, because he's got a lot of ideas on how to
Right.
help with
Yeah,
what we're going through right now.
that's a
So,
very good one. I was going to ask him if he could record that. People can't get credit for it, if you're not live, but maybe he'll at least let it be recorded so we could share that with people.
yeah,
Or I'll listen and I'll just redo it. So
yeah, I
maybe I'll
agree.
do
I,
that.
I
I'll
think
watch
that would be
his.
great. You can't get the credit for it, but at least we can get the information.
But most importantly, is it's from the lender, because that's most important. It's
Yeah.
from the lender, so of what you need, and that's if we ever get to that point. So,
Yeah,
all
for
right, well,
sure.
let me stop sharing the screen and we'll go back to that. So that's it for today on February 6th already. It's going fast.
Yeah,
So
it is.
remember, anybody reach out to us, Debbie or myself, and even if you're with another company you're watching this, if you want to talk to me or Debbie, just about Century 21 and some of our tools and technology, we could make the time for you too. If you're considering a switch too, we'll be happy to talk to you. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye.